Okay, Accordion Cool again. And yes, if you've noticed, there is a different accordion today. Son of a gun. You know, they say that one of the definitions of insanity is doing the same thing, repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Well, here we go. The last chance. Now this accordion is actually an accordion. Doesn't have all the horns and whistles and gizmos and buttons to push and silly sounds. It's just an accordion with the two microphone pickups so that we can record it. And of course my trusty little piano. And that's what we're going to do from now on. I played that way for years. I tried to get all the silly sounds, and we're not going to do silly sounds until I change my mind again. But that won't be for another 2 or 3 days probably. So, and of course with all this new equipment, what we just had to go through with Austin trying to get this to sound into the control room, which is kind of where he needs it to have it to sound so he can record it. But in typical Austin fashion, he came through with flying colors. And of course, when I told him that this is just a very simple accordion, just a couple of controls, you should have seen him do his happy dance. Now, I want to tell you, when a very large man does a happy dance, you gotta, just don't get in the way. But Austin's happy now. He doesn't have to go through all the hassle. So we should be good to go. So that first tune was written by a great guitar player named Johnny Smith around 1965. Now, Johnny Smith actually recorded an album with the late great Art Van Dam, who you've heard me mention, maybe once or twice in the show before. The person that started this whole jazz accordion thing, and they did an album together, and that song was released on that album the first time it was released. The song is called Satan's Doll. Now, not Satin Doll, that's a whole other song, but Satan's Doll. And it's just kind of a, simple little fun thing to play. So, Johnny Smith, around 1965, Satan's Doll. All right, well, our next tune was written around 1953. And it was written as a waltz. and it was called In Other Words. In other words, it was a waltz. So then Frank Sinatra got a hold of it around 1964. You know, me and Frankie, we generally don't do too many waltzes. Excuse me. And so they changed the name and did everything. It's now called Fly Me to the Moon. So here we go. Fly me to the moon. I've only had this accordion since yesterday, so I've had all of about an hour's time on it, but it's a nice little instrument. It obviously not new to me, and I'm really enjoying it. So if you hear squeaks and squawks, that's because, well, I've only had an hour to practice with the foolish thing. But, you know, if Corey Pesatoro can play and win world championships on a borrowed accordion, I think I can persevere here one day without a lot of practice on this instrument. All right, our next tune, 1957. A fellow named Neil Hefty. I have mentioned this man before. He wrote this song. Neil Hefty was a trumpet player with a great Count Basie orchestra. Now, all the big bands, all the players and all the big bands were great players. The players in the Count Basie band were the cream of the crop. They were the best of all. And so Count Basie one time, told Neil, so they have what they call a book of the songs and the arrangements, the way they do them. And of course, every instrument has its own part, and of course, every part is different. And that's called doing an arrangement, which we had all kinds of fun doing at Berkeley, and some of them were, ooh, but anyway. So Count Basie says to Neil Hefty, Neil, would you just take the whole book and rearrange them for the quality of the musicians we have? So Neil Hefty did take the whole Count Basie book, rearrange it, and I got to the point where he tried to have his own band eventually, and he was using the Count Basie book. Even the great players he got could not cut it the way the Count Basie players did. They were that good. So he wrote this song. There's a long way around to get there, isn't it? In 1957, he wrote other songs. He wrote a song called "Cute," which I think I played. But of course, his biggest claim to fame was he wrote the Batman theme. Now, come on. I mean, what after that? What's left? You know. But this song is called "Little Darling." So here we go. Hefty, Little Darling, Little Darling. Well, our next song, remember Tom Jones, Elvira, and that whole, he was, I guess he was a Welshman, you know, from somewhere on Great Britain. Big hit on this particular tune. It's kind of a country tune, He was not really known as a country singer, but, you know, he had the hit on it. And then some fellow who actually was never shy about covering somebody else's songs if they had hits. Oh, what's his name? The kid from Memphis. Oh, Elvis. That's it. Elvis had a big hit in this song. It's kind of a pretty country tune, but it's really, most of the time you hear it sung. And however, we're just going to play it today, and the story, it tells the story about, you know, you say you can't go home again. Well, this fellow's going home, unfortunately for all the wrong reasons, because after he gets there for a while, he's going to be put under the sod, as they would probably say as a Welshman. So, pretty tune, though, called The Green, Green Grass of Home. The green, green grass of home. And I cut the last couple of lines in the lyrics and the words are, they'll all come to see me neath the shade of that old oak tree as they lay me beneath the green, green grass of home. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. So it's kind of a, they should really, somebody should write different lyrics and words for that song, kind of make it. Well, but then again, it's country, so it'd either be, like my girlfriend left me, or my wife left me, my truck died, or my dog died. It's either one of those four things. So I guess I can't do too much more with it. Well, anyway, now this next tune, kind of a little Latin tune. Now you don't, when you hear it on the radio, you don't really notice that it's done with a Latin beat. It's kind of a very subtle Latin beat. Written by a fellow named Roy Orbison. Remember Roy Orbison? Roy Orbison, he's blind. He was a great 50s rock and roll singer. And he wrote this song in the 50s and had a big hit on it. 1977, a young lady named Linda Ronstadt. Remember Linda Ronstadt? Linda Ronstadt covered the song, had a huge hit. So big that it actually sort of became her signature song, even though she never wrote it and was not the first, but anyway, became her signature song. So hopefully every time she played it, recorded it, sang it, whatever, hopefully Roy Orbison got a little check, little royalty check, because he certainly deserved it. But a little tune called Blue Bayou. Here we go. By you, Linda Ronstadt via Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison, great tune. Simple tune, but just a fun tune to play. Fun tune to play. And like I said, it had a little Latin beat to it, which you don't really notice, especially on the recording. But it's there. Coach Dave would not josh you, and Josh didn't make it today anyway, so that's fine. Well, you know, we are getting down towards the end of our time with our new instrument. You notice I still haven't got the straps perfect yet, but we'll get it. We'll get a couple little things to tweak, but all in all, you know, I am happy to be playing this instrument because I don't have to think too much about anything else except, oh, I don't know, something silly like playing the accordion. I mean, what is Accordion Cool? Don't get me started. So this last tune today is actually, it's a tune I know I've done before. It's a tune that I close all my live shows with. And I may have told this story before, but you know, when Miss Ernestine goes with me on a gig, as soon as she hears this tune, she's starting to pack up. She's packing up around me. By the time I finish the tune, she's got the van loaded and she's sitting there blowing the horn like it's time to go home, you know. So a little tune, 1939, written by a fellow named Juan, J-U-A-N, Juan Tizol. He was a trombone player in the great Duke Ellington Orchestra, so called Caravan. Here we go. Caravan. Well, we got to kind of caravan ourselves right out of here today. Once again, a big thank you to Austin, as always, who came through in the clutch and got us going. It took us several minutes, quite some time to get all this stuff coordinated. But Austin's the man. He does it every week, and if anything I do sounds good, that's because Austin's there behind the glass and making me look good, because that's a full-time job in itself. So we're going to get out of here. Oh, I don't know. How about just a little more caravan? All right.